Hi! We're gonna be negative again today. I posted a video, things I hate about high school, where basically I just sat, ate food, and talked about things that I hate about high school, or hated about high school since I'm not in high school anymore. Being able to sit there and talk about all that and get it all off my chest, it's therapeutic, really. And I had a lot more things that I hated about high school that I didn't get to talk about in that video, so I was like, let's just make another video. Last video I had like a comfort meal. This video I don't have one of those. However, I do have a pink lemonade from Sam's. There was a soft pretzel with it, but when I got home from Sam's there was someone doing yard work behind me, so I had to wait for them to finish before I could film, and soft pretzel didn't make it that long. Let's just get started. More things that I hate about high school. Number one, assigned seating, specifically in high school. I don't mind it so much in elementary school. I actually like it in elementary school. However, in high school, when you're older, why is the teacher still telling you where to sit? I have a little bit of an embarrassing story to go along with this, and it's probably the real reason why I don't like assigned seating in high school. Okay, this is how I started high school. Like first day, 9th grade, first class, very beginning of the class. This is how I started my high school experience. And it's me, so of course it's embarrassing. So the school I was at in 9th grade, the way they did their first day, it wasn't a full first day. Every class was like 15, 20 minutes, and you just kind of went in, met the teacher, and you went home. Like it wasn't a full day of school. And the day didn't even start until like 12, because it was like a thing. You and your friends would all meet up, go get lunch, and then head to the first day of school. So anyway, we head to school. There was like a 15-minute waiting period for everyone to get there, and so everyone was just like in the gym hanging out. So me and some of my friends were like, oh, there's only 10 minutes until class starts, let's go ahead and go to the bathroom. So we go to the bathroom. The gym packed with people. By the time we come out of the bathroom, there's not a soul in that gym, except for one of my best friends who was a twin. Her twin sister was still in the gym waiting on her, and she was like, come on, like let's go to class. And we were looking at our schedules and we're like, what do you mean? We still have like 5 minutes until class starts. And she's like,
no, they decided to start early, like a teacher just came into the gym and shouted for everyone to go to their class.
okay, oh my god, like now we're late to the first day of class at the first day of school starting high school. A teacher was allowed to do that, just come in and be like, hey, we're starting now. Because this school didn't have bells, like it didn't go by a bell system to start and dismiss class. It was just up to the teachers, which was like a real problem and a stupid way to do things, but this is how that school decided to do things. So the first day of school, a teacher had decided like, oh, everyone's here, let's just go ahead and start, and told everyone to go to their classes. So now I'm like, crap, and I start running to my first period class, which was physical science. And this teacher was known for being strict, a hard ass. He was like the #1 teacher to fear as an incoming freshman. Everyone knew about him and they were like, yep, he's really scary. We'll call him Mr. NYC because he was from New York City. Okay, me and my friend are hurrying to Mr. NYC's class. We get to the door and there was a little window so we could see in it. We could see he's already started class. Everyone's in their seats, like he's talking. Open the door as quietly as possible and try to head into class. There are 2 vacant seats in the room. One is on one side of the room, the other is right when you walk in, and it just happens to be in front of my ex-boyfriend. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go take the desk across the room. My friend's already halfway there. So I take the desk right in front of my ex-boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend behind me, I hear him snicker and he kicks the back of my seat. I ignore it the first time because I'm like, he's just messing with me because I had to sit in front of him. But then he does it again and he's like, hey. So I turn around and I'm like, what? Like the teacher is talking, I'm not trying to get in trouble. And he's like,
that's not your seat. What?
He's like,
it's assigned seating. That's not your seat.
I then look to the corner of my desk where the girl in front of me's hair is covering. I move it.
There's names
For every class period of who's supposed to be in that seat. And period #1 is not my name. What do? I can't interrupt this man's class a second time. Are you kidding me? And so then I'm looking around the class and I'm like, there's not another empty desk. Like, is somebody in the wrong class? Is someone in my desk?
What's going on?
So the girl whose desk it actually is, I'm like, she's not in class. Maybe she's not here on the first day of school. Maybe I can just sit in her desk for the day and then sort this all out tomorrow. And then I hear knock, 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 and a girl walks in the room. And it's the girl whose desk I'm in. And so she starts walking around the classroom and I'm like trying to get her attention. So I call her over and I'm like, this is your desk. So she walks over, she sits down, I stand up. So now I'm just standing in this classroom. So I'm like walking up and down the rows and I'm like, none of these desks have my name on it. And then I hear the teacher go,
it's not rocket science. Find your seat.
And I'm like, there's not an empty seat. And he goes,
well then maybe you're in the wrong class.
And I was like, no, I'm not. This is what my schedule says. So I bring him my schedule and he sees very clearly, first period, physical science, Mr. NYC. So he looks at it and he's like,
what's your name?
And I'm like, Peyton Parrish. He looks on his roll and he's like,
oh, you are in this class. Oh, that's what that extra desk was for.
And I'm just standing there in front of the whole class as Mr. NYC drags a desk out of the closet and sits it smack dab in the front row. Dead middle of the classroom, front and center, right in front of his podium. That was where I was gonna be for the rest of the year. In a class that I knew I was not going to be good at, and spoiler alert, I wasn't. Like, it would only happen to me. But yeah, that is how I started high school. And it all could have been avoided if teachers just wouldn't do assigned seating in high school. The next thing I hate about high school is when they schedule PE first period. 7th and 8th grade for me, PE was first period, which means we would all get ready for school, go to school, have PE first period, have to change into our PE clothes, do like actual workouts. Like PE was not some like half-ass thing where you just like play a game. No, they had us doing like weightlifting. Like the school cared about PE. So we'd get really sweaty. And then when it was over and we'd go back into the locker room where they had showers, and you would think, if you're a reasonable human being, oh, well surely they gave you enough time to shower after all that before you just had to throw on your uniform and get back to class. No! Do you know how much time they gave us to change and get ready to go back to class? 5 minutes. We had 5 minutes to go from being sweaty messes to presentable to school. Having to put our uniform back on, being super gross and sweaty, and like having to redo your hair and makeup while still being really sweaty. It was just gross. And then we had to head back out of class for the rest of the day, where we probably stunk. I feel so bad for my middle school teachers. Gosh, I was stinking. We all were, because we didn't have time to shower after PE, and we started the day with a really hard workout, so we were just sweaty the rest of the day. And I think we had PE like 3 days out of the week, so those poor teachers. But it wasn't our fault. It was whoever made the school schedule's fault. Because, okay, if you're gonna put PE first period, that's fine, I guess. Like, it's not ideal, but someone's gotta have it first period, so that's fine. But like, give us enough time to shower. Or at the very least, give more than 5 minutes so you can like wipe down a little bit instead of just being gross and sweaty. So yeah, the next thing that I hate about high school, uniforms. I hate uniforms. Let me be clear, I'm not talking about dress code. I went to 2 different high schools over the course of my high school experience. The first one had a really strict uniform and the second one was dress code. So I got to experience both. The school that I went to that had uniform, awful. They were so strict about it. And it was just like every year they got more and more strict about it. Because like it started out, you could get your uniforms at a few different stores. There were options. And you could go to like a cheaper place and get your uniform. And then by the time I started high school, they'd made it strict to where you could only buy your uniforms from one store in town. It was super expensive, and so the school can make sure you were buying your uniforms from there. When you bought it, they would write your name down on a list to turn into the school, so the school would know who didn't buy their uniform from them, so they would know who to dress code at school. That's funny. That school almost sounds like a cult. Anyway, it just took any individuality that a kid could have and just like stomped it out of them. And the clothes didn't always work with every body type, and it just sucked. And the reason the school said they did this and why they didn't let you wear any name brand clothing was so other students who might not could afford it wouldn't feel left out when other kids were wearing it at school. And if that was the real reason, then I'm fine with that. Absolutely, that should be a rule. Like, that's fine. But I don't think that was the real reason. Let me tell you why. Well, number one, you made it so we had to get all of our school uniform stuff from one store in town. And since that store knew everyone had to get those clothes or we get in trouble at school, they could do whatever they want with the prices. And they did. That store was so expensive. The school didn't care about people being able to afford clothes. Another reason, let's say you get a North Face jacket. It's expensive. It's like, I don't know, $70, $80. It's expensive. But you can wear them to anything, which helps you get your money's worth for what you spent for the jacket. But the school was like,
no, you can't wear a North Face jacket. You can't wear Patagonias because those are expensive brands and other kids might not be able to afford those. And we don't want to make them feel bad.
Okay, well, kids need jackets. It gets cold in the wintertime. What are they supposed to wear?
Oh no, of course, we've thought of this. Our solution is you'll have to buy a jacket through the school engraved with the logo, so everyone will have the same one.
Okay, well that's fine. How much do you want us to pay?
$100, please.
So they didn't want you to wear a North Face jacket because it was too expensive and everyone might not be able to afford it. But what you do want us to do is have to buy a jacket from the school that's so expensive that looks like a uniform, so you don't really wear that anywhere. Like, you wear that to school and only school, so you don't really get your money's worth for it. Make that make sense. It doesn't make sense, and that's why I hated uniform, especially the way that school did uniform. The second high school that I went to, they didn't have uniform, they had dress code. So for me, it was so exciting finally be able to wear whatever I wanted to school, within reason, for the first time since first grade. So yeah, the school still had a dress code, so like I couldn't show up with my boobs out, but like I could wear normal clothes. And the students at that school were able to express themselves a little bit more and have a little bit more individuality because they didn't look like everybody else. And I really appreciated that. And for my parents, it was just financially smarter because I was actually getting the money's worth out of the clothes I was wearing because I was able to wear them all the time now instead of just after school or on the weekends. So yeah, I hate uniform in schools. Oh dang it, my camera's about to die. Oh, so that means I don't have enough time to film another thing, which sucks because I literally have a lot more things I wanted to talk about. Okay, well maybe I can make a part 3 to this video and finish the other reasons I have. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you agree with any of these, we're high school hater twins.